Imagine being a spy. You think you're winning the war for your country, but then you discover the terrible truth. Every secret you sent home was actually helping the enemy. Some laughed in disbelief, others broke down completely. A few even asked to keep working, but this time, for real. What they said in that moment changed everything, and one confession still sends chills down historians' spines. The secret room. It was 1940. World War II was raging across Europe. German spies were being captured one by one in Britain. But instead of facing trial or imprisonment, something strange happened. They were taken to a hidden location in London, a place the British called Camp 020. Inside, these spies sat across from calm British officers. No torture, no threats, just conversations. And slowly, these German agents began to realize something terrifying. The messages they had been sending back to Germany, every single one had been intercepted. Their handlers back home had no idea they'd been caught. The British had been reading everything, and now they had a choice to make: work for the Allies in secret, or face the consequences. What happened next would change the course of the war. But first, the spies had to hear the truth. And that truth left them speechless. The double-cross system. The British called it the double-cross system. The name had a clever double meaning. It used the Roman numeral for 20, XX, and it meant these spies would cross their own country twice. First, by spying for Germany, then by betraying them. But how did Britain manage to catch so many spies? The answer was simple, but shocking. Germany's spy network in Britain was completely broken. Every agent they sent had either been captured or turned. British intelligence knew this because they had cracked Germany's secret codes. Messages sent from Berlin were being read in London before the spies even received them. So when a new German agent arrived, the British were already waiting. They knew his mission, his contacts, even his fake identity. The spy thought he was invisible, but he was walking into a trap. And once inside that room at Camp 020, reality hit hard. The first reaction. When the spies first heard the truth, most didn't believe it. "Impossible," one agent said. "I sent dozens of messages. They all went through." The British officer smiled. Then he pulled out a folder. Inside were copies of every message the spy had ever sent, word for word, date by date. The agent's face went pale. He realized his entire mission had been a lie. Everything he reported was controlled by the enemy. Some spies broke down immediately. Others sat in silence, staring at the floor. One man laughed bitterly and said, "So I've been working for you this whole time?" The British nodded. "And now," they said, "you can keep working for us." Officially. It wasn't really a choice. Refuse and face execution as a spy. Agree and live, but betray your country every single day. What would you do? The famous confession. One spy became the most important double agent of the entire war. His code name was Garbo. His real name was Juan Pujol Garcia. But here's the twist. Garbo wasn't even captured by the British. He volunteered. Before the war, he hated both the Germans and the Soviets. He wanted to help the Allies win. So he contacted British intelligence and offered his services. At first, they rejected him. They didn't trust him. So Garbo did something unbelievable. He pretended to be a German spy, without Germany even knowing it. He created fake reports about British military movements. He invented fictional sub-agents across England. He even made up fake expenses and requested money from Berlin. And Germany believed every word. When the British finally realized what he was doing, they were stunned. This man had fooled an entire intelligence network on his own. Now, they wanted him on their side.
The turning point. Once the spies agreed to work for Britain, their real job began. They had to keep sending messages to Germany, but now every word was written by British intelligence. The goal was simple, but dangerous. Make Germany believe the spy was still loyal. Feed them false information that seemed real, and slowly lead them into traps. One message might report fake troop movements. Another might warn of a made-up invasion plan. Germany had to trust these reports completely. If even one message seemed suspicious, the entire operation could collapse. The Germans would realize their spy had been turned, and the British would lose their greatest weapon. So the double agents had to be perfect. They memorized details about their fake lives. They reported small, believable facts to build trust. And slowly, Berlin started depending on them. But the biggest test was still ahead, a mission so important that failure would cost thousands of lives. And the double agents would be right at the center. Operation Fortitude. By 1944, the Allies were preparing for D-Day, the largest invasion in history. Thousands of soldiers would land on the beaches of Normandy. But if Germany knew the real plan, it would be a disaster. They needed to be fooled, and that's where the double agents came in. The operation was called Fortitude. Its goal, convince Germany the invasion would happen somewhere else, not Normandy, but Calais, a different part of France entirely. The double agents sent message after message. They reported fake armies gathering near Calais, phantom divisions with fake tanks and fake aircraft. Germany saw the reports and believed them. Even after D-Day began, the Germans hesitated. They thought Normandy was just a distraction. They kept their strongest forces near Calais, waiting for the real invasion. By the time they realized the truth, it was too late. The Allies had secured the beaches, and the double agents had pulled off the greatest deception in military history. But what happened to them after the war? After the war, the double agents faced an uncertain future. Some wanted to go home. Others feared what would happen if their country discovered the truth. Garbo, the legendary spy, simply disappeared. After the war, British intelligence helped him fake his own death. He moved to South America and lived in secret for decades. Germany never found out he had betrayed them. In fact, they awarded him the Iron Cross for his service. The British also gave him an award, the Member of the Order of the British Empire. He remains the only person to receive honors from both sides. Other double agents weren't as lucky. Some struggled with guilt for the rest of their lives. They had lied to their own people, helped defeat their homeland. One agent said years later, "I did what I had to, but I still see their faces." The weight of betrayal never fully left them. And historians still debate, were they traitors or survivors who made an impossible choice? The final truth. The double-cross system remained secret for nearly 30 years. The files were locked away, classified as top secret. Most of the world had no idea it ever existed. When the truth finally came out in the 1970s, people were shocked. Entire battles had been shaped by lies. Thousands of lives were saved because Germany believed false information. Some historians say the double agent shortened the war by months, maybe years. Others believe D-Day would have failed without them. But the spies themselves rarely spoke about it. Many took their secrets to the grave. The few who did talk said the same thing. We had no choice. It was betray our mission or lose our lives. And in that room at Camp 020, when they first realized they'd been caught, most said the same thing. I thought I was helping my country. I never imagined I was helping the enemy. In war, nothing is ever as it seems. And sometimes the greatest weapon isn't a bomb or a gun. It's a lie told at exactly the right moment. These German spies believed they served their nation with honor. But World War II espionage was built on deception. Allied intelligence turned Nazi agents into secret weapons through the double-cross system. Operation Fortitude proved how spy confessions and controlled messages could change history. These double agents never imagined their true loyalties had shifted. W2 spy revelations show us that in war, even your greatest secret can become someone else's greatest advantage. Sometimes, the enemy is closer than you think.